Hello everyone, this is Shrikante, and today we are diving into one of the most uplifting and evidence based branches of psychology, which is positive psychology. So, unlike traditional psychology, which often focuses on diagnosing and treating mental illnesses, positive psychology asks a very different question, which is what makes life worth living. So, this presentation will explore the science behind happiness, fulfillment, and thriving. We will learn how things like meaningful relationships, resilience, personal growth, and gratitude influence not just our mood but also our overall well being. So, I would also like to say that positive psychology isn't about ignoring the negative emotions, it's about understanding how to build a more fulfilling life by intentionally focusing on what makes us stronger, more connected, and more alive. And yeah, let's get started. So, happiness here doesn't mean constant joy or superficial pleasure. It refers to a deeper sense of fulfillment that comes from cultivating positive emotions, developing strong relationships, and discovering the meaning in life. Sorry. Um, Research shows that happiness is both a state and a skill. It's something we can all influence. We can all influence by practicing habits that nurture our emotional and social well-being. So the essence of the happiness is not found in avoiding problems, but in building emotional resources and supportive connections that help us live with purpose and joy. So, positive psychology, the definition of positive psychology is the scientific study of what enables individuals and communities to thrive. So, its aim is to move beyond fixing what's wrong and towards amplifying what's right. So this field emphasizes the personal strengths like such as kindness, gratitude, optimism, and resilience, and how cultivating them can increase our life satisfaction. It also focuses on fostering the meaningful relationships, pursuing goals that align with our values, and creating systems like at home, in schools, and in workplace that support the well-being. So this approach is empowering because it gives us the tools to take responsibility for our emotional health and start shaping a more intentional and rewarding life. And strong supportive relationships are one of the most reliable predictors of long-term happiness and life satisfaction. But they don't just happen because they're built through the intentional effort. So here are the four evidence-based ways to strengthen your relationships. One, build authentic relationships. So show up with most honesty and vulnerability. So be someone who others can trust and count on. Secondly, find shared interests. So like doing activities together strengthens bonding and gives relationships depth. Third, practice active listening. So instead of waiting to speak, really listen. So this makes people feel heard and valued. And last but not the least, cultivate empathy and kindness. So small acts of caring can go in a long way in nurturing the warmth and trust. So when we invest in people, we not only strengthen our support system, we improve our mental and physical health. So this slide clears up some of the most popular but misleading ideas about happiness. First myth: happiness is the absence of sadness. Well, that is not true because sadness is part of life, and happiness is more about our capacity to experience the joy and meaning even with life's difficulties. Sorry. Second myth: external validation brings lasting happiness. Well, the truth is that praise and status fades quickly. Inner peace comes from self-acceptance and purpose. Myth number three: money buys happiness. Well, this isn't true because the truth is that the while basic needs must be met, studies show that beyond a certain point, more wealth doesn't increase the life satisfaction. Experiences and relationships matter more. And fourth myth and the last myth over here, because happiness is a destination. Well, the truth is that happiness is a practice and it is built over time through the choices that we make daily. So basically, dispelling these myths helps us focus on what truly matters for well-being. Positive psychology also highlights how emotions influence our creativity. So positive emotions like joy, awe, and gratitude open our minds, making us more receptive to new ideas. Well, this is known as the broaden and the build theory. When we engage in activities that we love, we enter a state of flow, where we lose track of time and access peak creativity. Even challenges like stress or trauma can foster creativity when we use them as opportunities for problem solving and resilience. So, what I'm trying to say is that emotional states are not just feelings; they shape of how we think, innovate, and solve problems. So, this slide focuses on one of the most hopeful ideas in positive psychology, that hardship doesn't just break us; it can also grow us. So, resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity. So, what I mean by that, I will give you an example. So, basically, post post traumatic growth is when the individuals come out stronger, wiser, and more grateful after life's challenges. And some of the key strategies that support growth are gratitude shifts focus from loss to what we still have, and goal setting gives us direction during recovery. Support systems remind us that we are not alone, and self care replenishes our emotional strength. So struggle and strength are actually not opposites. They are part of the same process of the transformation. Now, the power of personal growth. Now, personal growth is not about perfection; it's about progress. It's a lifelong journey of becoming more aware. Sorry, of becoming more self-aware, compassionate, and purpose-driven. Sorry, this slide reminds us that small daily habits like journaling, connecting with others, or practicing gratitude have the power to reshape our emotional landscape. Relationships are vital. When we grow personally, we also deepen our ability to connect with and uplift others. And obviously, growth is very important because consistency matters more than the intensity. And so, then, if you want to experience more joy and more fulfillment and balance, we must be willing to put in the daily effort to nurture our minds, relationships, and the purpose. So, to close the presentation, here are some key takeaways that you can apply starting today. Nurture relationships, because happiness is rooted in connection itself, and as human beings, we are social creatures. So, making relationships are very important, and also make time for people who really matter. So, another key takeaway is find meaning. So, whether through your work, family, or volunteering, align your life with what gives it purpose, and commit to the personal growth. So, like, stay curious, reflect, learn, and evolve, and also practice resilience, because accept that the life's challenges are as a part of the process and use them to grow stronger, and be consistent, because the most profound changes comes from small habits repeated over time. And more importantly, remember that the happiness is not a destination. And yeah, thank you for watching and have a nice day. Bye.